What's up, collective? I'm back with another reading. This is going to be a zodiac reading. So we're going to pull from the Moonology Oracle deck instead of using the dice. We're going to see what sign, if any, comes out. So we've got South Node. Don't let your past hold you back. So this isn't a sign. But at the bottom of the deck, there's also no other sign. It says adjustments are required. So this is about the past, right? Not allowing your past to hold you back. South Node, these are things, that maybe you partook in that were, not healthy, repetitive patterns, things that you had to let go of, or even people from the past, whether this is family, friends, attitudes from the past, anything like that, that you could have been involved in that was not healthy for you. And that's because adjustments are required, right? In order for you not to allow the past to hold you back, those negative aspects of oneself, right? It's because there's adjustments here that are required. So let's go ahead and try to get, what zodiac sign is this for, Spirit? We've got Scorpio. Funny, because I was literally thinking Scorpio came to my mind before I even started this. So Scorpio, work through your fears, okay? Any fears that you have allowed to hold you back. This is from the past, inner childhood wounds, things of that nature, like really digging deep, right? That scorpionic energy, that Scorpio vibe, right? Scorpio, so that's what I'm getting is don't let your past hold you back. Whatever fears you had back then that led you to unhealthy patterns, unhealthy cycles, South Node energy, the darker aspects of oneself, right? Working through those fears. And this brings in that new moon energy, right? New moon in Scorpio. This brings out those new beginnings. So releasing the past, not allowing the past to hold you back. It doesn't mean you have to walk away from these people. It just simply means, like, okay, I'm not gonna 224 on the countdown. I'm not gonna allow these people to hold me back anymore. I'm working through those fears that were placed on me from the past, or that I placed on myself, right? That type of deal. And we've got a fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries, right? There's that Aries, that new beginning, right? When you work through your fears with the new moon in Scorpio. Now we've got the full moon. This is all about releasing so that you can enter that new path. You can become that leader of your life, right? No longer allowing things from the past, people, places, things, fears, whatever that is that kept you repeating unhealthy patterns that are not healthy for you anymore. And who best than Scorpio to release that, to shed that, to transform that, So that's what I'm getting. This is like taking lead, being in charge of your own life, like changing those fears, working through them, not allowing it to continue to hold you back so that you can go into that Aries mode, that Aries energy. You could have Aries highly aspected in your chart, so take this how it resonates, We're going to tap in with the Unfolding Path Tarot deck, and we're going to see what this is, Scorpio. This has got to do with your fears from the past, whether it's fears that, were brought on to you as a child, or that you yourself, put yourself in. Doesn't have to be when you were as a child, We've got Judgment here. There's your energy, Scorpio, right? It's time to lay these fears, these things from the past that have been holding you back to rest. It's time to answer your calling. What are you here for? Judgment. Spirit is telling you, what are you here for? Know your purpose. Lie certain things, certain patterns, certain cycles, people, places, things, whatever that is within yourself, even fears. Lay that to rest so that you can rebirth yourself, so that you can come out of that past energy and you can resurrect from that. Rebirth yourself, Scorpio. We've got the High Priestess, so that you can tap in. Some of you your calling is to actually be a high priestess, or you are. Like, and when I say high priestess, is someone that's very intuitive, right? That somebody that has the ability or the power to make judgment calls, Pisces energy. Tune in, right, to that Neptune energy. Really dig. There's a lot of water here, right? This is also your ancestors calling you to your calling. It's time to come out and know your calling. Come out of that past energy, south node energy, resurrect yourself, rebirth yourself, Scorpio, which you're very good at, right? With the high priestess, you already know this in your soul. Intuitively, you know this, but it's like you're afraid of this. Yeah, it's like you feel like you're gonna get hurt. You're in your head. There's hurt here. There's pain, past pain here. 555 on the countdown with the Three of Swords, and you're like in your head. And that's why you have to work through these fears with the new moon in Scorpio. You have to work through these fears that have you all in your head. Look at this person, Scorpio. Like, you already know that you are being called to something more. There's more for you out there. There's more for you. You are meant for greater. Like, so in tune, your ancestors. I feel like this could even be like a grandmother. She could have been a Pisces. She could have been a Scorpio like yourself. Like, this is, they're illuminating 633 on the countdown. They're illuminating you, and you're just like unsure, and this is because of something from the past that you keep allowing to hold you back. You deep down subconsciously have buried this fear that spirit is asking you to work through. You have, and it's caused so much pain at the fact, Scorpio, that you've had to just endure this and bury it deep in the past, in the subconscious. But it's time for you to work through that. You're literally being called to work through that. Yeah, these are things that you're being called to let go, to release from the past. And you're like this, like you're in your head, you're heartbroken. It's hurting to hold on to these people, Scorpio. It's so much pain, but you still want to hold on to it. And no judgment here, right? With the judgment card, no judgment here. Like, we know what that's like. We've all experienced 737, where we don't want to let go of certain things because we feel that is the only thing holding us up. 744, but there's a need for you to work through these fears. There's a need for you no longer to allow the past to hold you back, which means you gotta work through them. You gotta face these fears. You gotta dig deep. What you buried here with judgment, what you laid to rest, you gotta tap into that subconscious and let it out, and know that you can work through these fears. Know that you can cut this pain out, that you can release, whether it's people, places, things within yourself, outside of you, whatever this is. You gotta let it go. You gotta work through this. You can no longer let the past hold you back, Scorpio. That's what I'm getting. My God, this is deep. So again, when you're able to release this, Four of Pentacles, when you let go of these fears from the past or within the past that are holding you back, you enter this new fiery 844, this new fiery climax that approaches, and it's approaching. You're literally ascending. You're rebirthing yourself. You're resurrecting yourself. But this requires you to work through your fears, through the subconscious. Really tap into the abyss of oneself's soul and discover that you have to work through these fears, these painful things that you're in fear of, that are going to hurt you, that are going to break you, that you no longer will stand solid, right? With the Four of Pentacles, you have to release these things. You're 922, you're grabbing too tight onto these things from the past. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. I hope this helps. This was really, deep and intense, what I was feeling and picking up. I hope this helps. And I will be planning on doing a live where I'll be answering one question per person during that live. It's going to be at 7 Mountain Standard Time. So right now it's 12:24, so at 7 p.m. Okay, guys, if you are interested in getting a question answered. Bye.